Michelin and Goodyear are getting destroyed right now. 9 tire brands are outlasting them, outgripping them, and costing hundreds less per set on the same GMC trucks. Here's the list. Brand number 9. Kumho Road Venture, a T52. Let's start with a brand that most GMC owners have never even considered. And that's exactly why it's on this list. Kumho is a South Korean tire manufacturer that's been around since 1960. They've been making tires for over 6 decades, supplying original equipment to manufacturers like BMW, Mercedes, and yes, General Motors. But because they don't spend hundreds of millions on Super Bowl commercials, most American truck owners have never heard of them. That's a mistake. The Kumho Road Venture, a T52, is an all-terrain tire designed specifically for trucks and SUVs. It's the tire Kumho built to compete directly with the Goodyear Wrangler and Michelin LTX, and in many ways, it's winning that competition. Let's talk about what matters to GMC owners: tread life, wet performance, and off-road capability. The AT52 comes with a 60,000-mile treadwear warranty. That's not a marketing estimate, that's a guarantee backed by Kumho. If your tires wear out before 60,000 miles under normal driving conditions, they'll replace them. Compare that to the Goodyear Wrangler Duratrack, which offers 50,000 miles, or the Michelin LTX AT2 at 60,000. Kumho matches or beats the big names on longevity. In wet performance testing, the AT52 consistently scores in the top tier. The tread pattern features deep circumferential grooves that channel water away from the contact patch, reducing hydroplaning risk. Independent tests have shown braking distances within 5% of Michelin's best all-terrain offerings at a significantly lower price point. Off-road, the AT52 holds its own. The aggressive shoulder blocks provide solid traction in mud and loose gravel, while the 3-peak mountain snowflake rating means it's certified for severe snow conditions. For GMC owners who use their trucks for actual truck things, hunting trips, job sites, mountain roads, this tire delivers. Now let's talk price. A single Kumho Road Venture AT52 in a common Sierra size like 275/65 R18 runs about $230 to $250. The equivalent Michelin LTX-AT2, $340 to $390 per tire. The Goodyear Wrangler, $280 to $350. You're saving $80 to $140 per tire. That's $320 to $560 for a full set. Same performance, real savings. That's not a compromise. That's smart buying. Brand number 8, Nexen Roadian ATX. Nexen is another Korean manufacturer that's been flying under the radar for American truck owners. And like Kumho, they're delivering premium performance at budget prices. The Roadian ATX is Nexen's flagship all-terrain tire, and it's specifically designed for full-size trucks and SUVs. When I first heard about this tire, I was skeptical. A budget brand competing with Michelin and Goodyear? That sounded like marketing hype. Then I looked at the test data. In Consumer Reports testing, the Nexen Roadian ATX scored within 2 points of the Michelin Defender LTX in overall performance. 2 points. On a 100-point scale, the Michelin costs significantly more per tire. The Roadian ATX features what Nexen calls their 3D interlocking sipes, small cuts in the tread blocks that improve grip in wet and snowy conditions while maintaining stability during highway driving. It's the same technology you'll find in tires costing much more. Tread life is rated at 65,000 miles. That's 5,000 more than most Michelin all-terrain options, and Nexen backs it with a warranty, not just an estimate. For GMC owners who tow, the Roadian ATX has reinforced sidewalls designed to handle heavy loads without excessive flex. The internal structure uses 2 steel belts with nylon reinforcement, the same construction you'll find in premium truck tires. Price? A single Nexen Roadian ATX in 265/70 R17, a popular Yukon size, runs about $230 to $260. The comparable Goodyear Wrangler all-terrain adventure is $280 to $320 per tire. You're saving $50 to $70 per tire. That's $200 to $280 for a full set. That's 2 oil changes. That's real money staying in your pocket. Brand number 7. General Grabber TX. Here's where things get interesting. General Tire is actually owned by Continental, one of the largest and most respected tire manufacturers in the world. They use the same factories, the same rubber compounds, and much of the same technology. The difference? The logo on the sidewall and the price tag. The General Grabber ATX is essentially Continental's all-terrain technology repackaged for the budget-conscious truck owner. And it's been embarrassing more expensive options in independent testing for years. Tire Rack, one of the most trusted sources for unbiased tire testing, rates the Grabber ATX as one of the best values in the all-terrain category. It scores particularly well in wet braking, dry handling, and snow traction. In their testing, it outperformed the Goodyear Wrangler Duratrack in wet conditions while costing less. The Grabber ATX also carries the 3-peak mountain snowflake rating, meaning it meets the industry standard for severe snow performance. For GMC owners in northern states who deal with real winters, this matters. One feature that sets the Grabber ATX apart is the Duramax technology, a proprietary rubber compound that General claims improves cut and chip resistance by 20% compared to previous generations. If you're driving on gravel roads, construction sites, or rough terrain, your tires are going to encounter sharp objects. The Grabber ATX is built to handle that abuse. Tread life warranty is 60,000 miles. Real-world reports from owners consistently show 55,000 to 65,000 miles of usable life with proper rotation and alignment. Price comparison. A single General Grabber ATX in 275/65R18 costs about $315 to $350. The Continental Terrain Contact AT, which uses similar technology, runs $350 to $400. You're paying $40 to $50 more per tire for the Continental name. That's $160 to $200 extra for a full set. Same parent company, similar technology, different price. The choice seems obvious. Quick thing, if you're realizing you've been overpaying for tires, you're not alone. Hit subscribe. I put out videos every week helping GMC owners save money and avoid the mistakes that cost thousands. Brand number 6, Hankook Dynapro AT2. Hankook is a brand that's been gaining serious credibility in the American market over the past decade. They're now an original equipment supplier for Ford, GM, and Toyota, meaning these manufacturers trust Hankook enough to put their tires on brand new vehicles. The Dynapro AT2 is Hankook's answer to the premium all-terrain market, and it's been turning heads since its release. What makes the Dynapro AT2 special is the balance it strikes between on-road comfort and off-road capability. A lot of all-terrain tires sacrifice highway manners for off-road grip. The Dynapro AT2 doesn't force you to choose. On the highway, this tire is remarkably quiet. Hankook uses a variable pitch tread pattern that reduces road noise, the same technology you'll find in touring tires designed for luxury sedans. For GMC owners who use their Sierra or Yukon as a daily driver, this matters. Nobody wants to listen to tire roar for a 40-minute commute. Off-road, the Dynapro AT2 performs above its price point. The wide lateral grooves clear mud and debris effectively, while the interlocking tread blocks provide stable footing on loose surfaces. It's not a dedicated mud tire, but for the occasional trail or unpaved road, it's more than capable. The tread life warranty is 60,000 miles, and Hankook's reputation for delivering on that warranty is solid. They're not a company that fights customers on claims. Here's where it gets interesting for GMC owners who tow. The Dynapro AT2 is available in Load Range E for heavy-duty applications. That means reinforced construction rated for higher load capacities, essential if you're pulling a trailer or hauling heavy equipment in the bed. Price: a single Hankook Dynapro, a T2 in 275/60R20, a common Sierra Denali size, runs about $240 to $270. The Michelin L TXAT2 in the same size, $340 to $390 per tire. You're saving $80 to $120 per tire. That's $320 to $480 for a full set. Same load rating, comparable performance, better value. Brand number 5, Firestone Destination AT2. Here's a name you probably recognize, but maybe not for the right reasons. Firestone has had some PR problems over the years. The tire recalls in the early 2000s damaged their reputation significantly. But here's what most people don't know. Firestone is owned by Bridgestone, one of the largest and most respected tire manufacturers in the world. The Destination AT2 is built using Bridgestone technology in Bridgestone factories with Bridgestone quality control. The only difference is the name on the sidewall and the price. The Destination AT2 is designed specifically for trucks and SUVs with a focus on all-season versatility. It's not trying to be an extreme off-road tire. It's trying to be the best tire for how most GMC owners actually use their trucks, highway commuting with occasional dirt roads and bad weather. In that role, it excels. Wet traction is where the Destination AT2 really shines. The tread compound and pattern are optimized for water evacuation, and independent testing shows braking distances that match or beat tires costing significantly more. For GMC owners in rainy climates, this is a significant safety advantage. The ride quality is also noteworthy. Firestone uses a computer-optimized tread design that reduces vibration and noise. It's not as quiet as a dedicated highway tire, but for an all-terrain option, it's impressively refined. Tread life warranty is 60,000 miles, and real-world reports are consistent with that number. Owners regularly report getting 55,000 to 65,000 miles with proper maintenance. Price: a single Firestone Destination AT2 in $265.70. R17 runs about $250 to $275. The Bridgestone Dueler AT Revo 3, which uses similar technology, costs $300 to $340 per tire. You're saving $50 to $65 per tire. That's $200 to $260 for a full set. Same Bridgestone engineering, lower price. Brand number 4, Yokohama Geolandar, a TG015. Yokohama is a Japanese manufacturer with a reputation for precision engineering and durability. They've been making tires since 1917, over 100 years of experience. And they supply original equipment to manufacturers worldwide. The Geolandar ATG015 is their flagship all-terrain tire, and it's been quietly dominating independent tests for years. What sets Yokohama apart is their obsession with compound technology. The Geolandar AT uses what they call a triple polymer compound, a blend of 3 different rubber types optimized for different conditions. One polymer provides wet grip, another provides dry stability, the third improves tread life. The result is a tire that doesn't force you to compromise. In tire rack testing, the Geolandar ATG015 scored in the top 3 for wet braking among all-terrain tires, ahead of both Michelin and Goodyear options. That's not marketing. That's measured stopping distances on a controlled test track. Snow performance is equally impressive. The Geolandar AT carries the 3-peak mountain snowflake rating and features an aggressive siping pattern that bites into packed snow and ice. For GMC owners who face real winters, this tire delivers confidence. Durability is another Yokohama strength. The Geolandar AT uses a twin steel belt construction with full nylon reinforcement, a design that resists punctures and maintains stability under heavy loads. Owners consistently report excellent resistance to cuts and chips on rough terrain. Tread life warranty is 60,000 miles, and Yokohama has a reputation for honoring their warranties without hassle. Price: a single Yokohama Geolandar AT G015 in 275/65 R18 runs about $265 to $280. The Michelin LT XAT2 in the same size costs $340 to $390 per tire. You're saving $75 to $110 per tire. That's $300 to $440 for a full set, on a tire that outperforms the Michelin in wet conditions. That's not a compromise. That's an upgrade. We're getting to the tires that are truly embarrassing the premium brands. If you're finding value in this, hit subscribe. The next three brands are the ones that'll make you wonder why anyone still pays full price for Michelin or Goodyear. Brand number 3. Toyo Open Country, a T3. Toyo is a Japanese manufacturer that's built a cult following among truck enthusiasts, and for good reason. The Open Country AT3 is the latest generation of Toyo's legendary all-terrain line, and it represents everything the company has learned over decades of tire development. This isn't a budget tire trying to compete with premium options. This is a premium tire priced like a mid-range option. The AT3 was designed from the ground up for modern trucks. Toyo's engineers studied how full-size pickups and SUVs actually behave on the road, the weight distribution, the suspension geometry, the typical use cases, and optimized the tire accordingly. The result is a tire that feels planted and stable at highway speeds, even on heavy trucks like a loaded Sierra or Yukon. The sidewall construction is stiffer than previous generations, reducing flex during cornering and improving steering response. It feels like a more expensive tire because, in many ways, it is. Toyo just prices it fairly. Off-road capability is where the Open Country name has always excelled, and the AT3 continues the tradition. The aggressive tread pattern features deep voids that clear mud and debris, while the stone ejector ribs prevent rocks from getting lodged in the tread. For GMC owners who actually use their trucks off-road, these details matter. The AT3 also carries the 3-peak mountain snowflake rating and performs exceptionally well in winter conditions. Toyo's compound remains pliable in cold temperatures, maintaining grip when other tires would harden and lose traction. Tread life warranty is 65,000 miles, among the highest in the all-terrain category. Real-world reports consistently show owners exceeding that number with proper rotation. Price: a single Toyo Open Country AT3 in 275/65R18 runs about $270 to $300. The Goodyear Wrangler Ultra Terrain AT costs $285 to $350 per tire. The Michelin LTX AT2 is $340 to $390. The Toyo matches or beats both in performance at a lower price per tire. Over a full set, you're saving $60 to $360 compared to the premium brands. Brand number 2, the Cooper Discoverer, a T34S. Cooper is an American company with over 100 years of history, and they've been making truck tires longer than most of their competitors have existed. The Discoverer AT34S is Cooper's all-season, all-terrain tire, and it's specifically designed for owners who need year-round capability without switching to dedicated winter tires. For GMC owners in states with unpredictable weather, this tire is a game-changer. What makes the AT34S special is the adaptive traction technology, Cooper's proprietary system that uses silica-based compounds to maintain flexibility across a wide temperature range. In summer heat, the tire remains stable and doesn't get greasy. In winter cold, it stays pliable and maintains grip. Most all-terrain tires are optimized for one or the other. The AT34S handles both. Snow performance is where this tire truly separates itself. In independent testing, the Discoverer AT34S outperformed dedicated winter tires from some manufacturers. The micro-gauge zigzag sipes create thousands of biting edges that grip snow and ice with remarkable effectiveness. It carries the 3-peak mountain snowflake rating, but that almost undersells its winter capability. Wet performance is equally impressive. Cooper's AquaVac channels are specifically designed to evacuate water from the contact patch, and testing shows hydroplaning resistance that matches or exceeds premium options from Michelin and Goodyear. For GMC owners who tow, the AT34S is available in Load Range E with reinforced sidewalls. It's built to handle the demands of heavy trailers without compromising ride quality. Tread life warranty is 65,000 miles, and Cooper's reputation for customer service is excellent. They stand behind their products. Price: a single Cooper Discoverer AT34S in 275/60R20 runs about $255 to $280. The Michelin Defender LTX in the same size costs $340 to $390 per tire. You're saving $85 to $110 per tire. That's $340 to $440 for a full set, on a tire that outperforms the Michelin in snow and matches it everywhere else. That's not a budget compromise. That's a better tire for less money. Brand number 1, Falken Wildpeak, a T3W. This is the tire I promised you at the beginning. The one that outperforms Michelin in wet, dry, and snow, while costing significantly less per tire. The Falken Wildpeak. A T3W has become the gold standard for value in the all-terrain category, and it's not hard to understand why. Falken is owned by Sumitomo, a Japanese conglomerate with massive resources for research and development. The Wildpeak AT3W benefits from that investment. It's not a budget tire designed to hit a price point. It's a premium tire that Falken has chosen to price aggressively to gain market share. And it's working. The AT3W has become one of the best-selling all-terrain tires in America, with a reputation that spreads through word of mouth rather than expensive advertising. Let's talk about performance, because that's what matters. In wet braking tests, the Wildpeak AT3W consistently stops shorter than the Michelin LT XAT2 and the Goodyear Wrangler All-Terrain Adventure. We're talking measurable differences, 5 to 10 feet shorter, stopping distances from highway speeds. In an emergency situation, that's the difference between a close call and a collision. Dry handling is equally impressive. The AT3W uses a silica-enriched compound that provides excellent grip without sacrificing tread life. The tire feels planted and predictable during cornering, with none of the vague, floaty feeling you get from lesser all-terrain options. Snow performance is where the Wildpeak AT3W truly embarrasses the competition. It carries the 3-peak mountain snowflake rating, but that doesn't tell the whole story. In comparative testing, the AT3W outperformed dedicated winter tires from several manufacturers. The 3D Canyon Sipe technology creates interlocking tread blocks that bite into snow and ice with remarkable effectiveness. Off-road, the AT3W is more capable than its highway manners would suggest. The aggressive shoulder lugs provide traction in mud and loose terrain, while the heat diffuser technology in the lower sidewall protects against punctures and abrasions. It's not a rock crawler tire, but for the trails and dirt roads most GMC owners actually encounter, it's more than capable. Tread life warranty is 55,000 miles, slightly lower than some competitors, but real-world reports consistently show owners exceeding 60,000 miles with proper rotation. Falken appears to be conservative with their warranty rather than optimistic. Noise levels are impressively low for an all-terrain tire. The variable pitch tread pattern reduces road noise to the point where the AT3W is comfortable as a daily driver. You don't have to sacrifice highway comfort for off-road capability. Now let's talk price, because this is where the Wildpeak AT3W becomes impossible to ignore. A single Falken Wildpeak AT3W in 275/65 R/18, one of the most common Sierra sizes, runs about $268 to $298. The Michelin LT XAT2 in the same size costs $340 to $390 per tire. The Goodyear Wrangler All-Terrain Adventure is $285 to $350. You're saving $70 to $120 per tire compared to Michelin. That's $280 to $480 for a full set, on a tire that outperforms both in independent testing. This is why mechanics put Wildpeak AT3WS on their own trucks. This is why the tire has developed a cult following among GMC owners. This is why Michelin and Goodyear are losing market share. The Falken Wildpeak. A T3W isn't just a good value. It's a better tire that happens to cost less. And that's the definition of destroying the competition. Those are the 9 tire brands that are embarrassing Michelin and Goodyear on GMC trucks right now. You don't have to pay premium prices for premium performance. The data is clear. The testing is public. The only thing keeping GMC owners overpaying is brand loyalty to companies that spend more on marketing than engineering. Next time you need tires, skip the big names. Try one of these 9 brands. Your wallet will thank you, and your truck won't know the difference. If you want to learn more about saving money on your GMC, check out my video on the 12 mistakes that cost GMC owners thousands. And if you're worried about which GMC engines to avoid, watch my video on the 5 engines only uninformed buyers purchase. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.